All right, ladies, peep game. So I was having a conversation yesterday with a lady, and we were just going through that, just talking about, some of the processes of life. You know what I'm saying? Getting from one point to the next. And what all that entails. You know what I'm saying? And the piece of the conversation come up where we started talking about how, from her perspective, it was okay, sometimes for a woman to help a man get on his feet. And I understand how a lot of men also believe that is, the thing to do, that they definitely want a woman to help them, get to have everything, opposed to just waiting for him to have everything. But in truth, man, I'm saying in truth, I think one of the worst things that even family can do is really help a male. I don't care if it's brother or whatever else. Help them. I really want to say financially in many other ways. Even sometimes, even with house and board, with shelter. Sometimes I believe that is one of the worst of things to do. I mean, it hurts him more than it helps him, although it may seem the opposite. And the reason why I say this is because, and I'm telling you, man, I know this contrary conflicts with the thinking and beliefs of many, and probably the popular belief, and it's because it just seems like the right thing to do. But when you look at the condition of the male, and particularly, I'm saying the black male, particularly, and I have to give my main focus and concern to the black male because that's what I am first and foremost. That's what my seeds and my bloodline is, and that's who I know and what I know the most about. The life of a black male. One of the main things that is missing from the black male's life growing up, one of the most prevalent things, even if there's a man in the house, is discipline. But if there's a male in the house, a man, really, let me correct myself, a man in the house, not just a male, but if there's a man in the house, there's a good possibility that discipline is more there for him than it is with the man not being there. But if there's a man in the house, then there's discipline being established amongst the young girl and the young woman. I'm saying for the daughter and the son. And I'm saying really, when I say for the male, really for both. For the male and the daughter, discipline is one of the most lacking things. But for the young male more than anything, this is when we say that it takes longer for the male to mature than a female. It's because for some reason the male needs a certain discipline seemingly more than a female does, or at least in a different way when it comes to getting on your responsibilities. He needs it more or in a different way than the female does. That's why I'm going to say the different way. I'm not going to say more. And so I'm saying, going back to the main point topic, when you think about the young male, or you think about the man or the male, any man, including myself, who finds it okay for a woman to support him, I don't care who the woman is, mother, sister, auntie, girlfriend, wife, for the woman to support him, and I'm saying I'm using the term support, not team up with him when he's doing well and he can sustain and maintain his own, but I'm saying support him. She is his transportation. She is and the reason why he has electricity and clothes on his back and food to eat and, so on and so forth. Then that hurts him more than it helps him. And no woman can truly, deep down in her core, respect a man wholeheartedly. As a man, whom she has to do that for. And I'm going to tell you, even if it reaches the point where he's able to maintain and sustain himself, she will always credit herself as being the reason why he's able to do so. And he would never get that kind of respect that a man who drug his own self up by his bootstrap she would never give him that kind of respect that she gives a man who drug his own self up by his bootstrap. You know, because again, she has to give herself credit where credit is due. And there's nothing wrong with that, but my point is, you see, as a man has a certain thing that dwells in his makeup that makes him who he is. I'm talking about as a young boy. There's an ego that lies in the male being not something that is counterproductive for him, but something that makes him God-like, or that gives him the potential to be God-like. You know, to be the center, to be the source, to be the leader that he's supposed to be the maintaining provider and protector. See, it's a lot comes with that responsibility when we say we want our woman to submit. See, there's a lot that comes with that desire and that expectation. The man has some things he must do first and foremost. And let me tell you, women, a part of submission is a part of being able to protect. But back to the point. You see, when a man is forced between a rock and a hard spot, guess what? He either got only one or two options: die or live. But see, when he has help, when he has financial help that gives him time to get it together, you know, it's like grace. You know how when a person make a mistake, but they're not getting whooped for it. 9 times out of 10, they don't learn their lesson. So they kind of dwells in making that mistake repetitively until they suffer some type of pain and repercussion from it. See, when you don't have shit, the man is forced between a rock and a hard spot, everything counts. He must live with the choices that he make every day, because it's just him. Everything counts. See, he don't have grace. See, when we get help from loved ones, from women, from so on and so forth, there's no grace. I mean, there's a lot of grace there. And while again, it may seem like still the right thing to do, I'm talking about when y'all wonder why y'all have so many problems and difficulty between men and why men are so emotional, and then they won't even explain themselves, because I'm gonna tell you, it's two things happening. A man would never be sound as a man should be, thinking mentally and calculated, when he has been able to circumvent the process of reaching from one stage of development to another. What I mean by circumventing the process, I mean when he's able to get help, basically. When he's able to cheat the system, when he's able to cheat that process. A man is by his nature created and made to toil the earth. Go get it. Produce. See, even though I sometimes have a reason why I can't do certain things, I don't like to explain that reason, because that reason can be easily interpreted as an excuse. And I never want a person to think, especially a woman, to think that I'm making an excuse. But sometimes I may not even realize it. That's the killer part of circumventing the process. And when the individual doesn't have a culture that forces him to always man up, to live or die. If his culture isn't designed in a way that it always forces the male to live or die, then he will always make an excuse, because that's what his culture allows him to do. And it would sound so reasonable and rational, because the culture has allowed him the time and ability to do that. To master the ability of rationalizing an excuse. I'm guilty of it. Many are guilty of it. I'm saying probably the average man in our society today, don't matter how manly we think we are guilty of it. Because we receive help from some woman in some time or another. I'm saying it's one thing to be helped by a mom when you are a boy, still maturing. But see, when it's time to differentiate yourself from a boy to a man, at that point you stop receiving, you stop allowing a woman to help in certain ways because you know that you have to make it happen. I'm going to tell you, man, when we come up in a culture where we've always allowed somebody to help, the average, even some of the most strongest amongst us, are going to allow a woman to help us in some kind of way. I still do it. And I'm telling you, I'm aware of what I'm telling you. But that I strongly believe when you're trying to get a sound man, women, I'm saying this message is written to you first and foremost. When you're trying to get a sound man, you must first stay loyal to what makes you happy, and you must not hurt him by trying to help him. You love him with a hard and tough kind of love and say, man, I love you and I want you. But let's try it again once you are able to handle the responsibility that I am. Because I'm a major responsibility, and a major responsibility every woman is. Especially a man who has a daughter. So, and it's not being able to handle just financially, but you got to understand when a man is able to pull him on his own self up, to be his own problem solver first, to be when he's able to make it happen, make it work, when he's able to produce that and create, when he's able to be God-like, when he's able to find that in himself, then he will earn the respect and the submission that he wants, demands, and thinks he requires and deserves from a woman. He would then get that automatically because of his makeup, the energy that dwells out in him and that will surround him, that will come out of him, will shake a woman to her core, and she's gonna be humbled by the magnificence that is in her presence. She might not even understand it. You know how sometimes a man can come across a woman so beautiful? Man, you know how sometimes you can come across a woman so beautiful and you're not intimidated, you don't lose confidence, but you are so humbled by her beauty and by her stature that it may seem like you are intimidated and that you lack confidence, but it's not that. You are humbled. But anyway, man, this is what I'm telling you. You can go on, and I'm doing this on my phone recording. I don't have a bunch of space and a bunch of memory, so I'm just gonna leave it at this and bring this to a close. And just let me know, man, if y'all want me to make another video on this. Cause I think this is something I would need to go live on, to where I can just really go, or either make another recording on my video camera, where I can have more time to really elaborate. But I mean, this is a very, very deep subject, and it has volumes to it for you to really, truly be able to grasp and understand. But peace and blessings.